beautiful people, welcome to day 16 of the 30 days immigration question and answer series. My name is Wolo. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant based in New Brunswick, Canada. It's like I will continue uploading videos without my face for this week because I am still a bit stressed, and instead of me not to give you updates, I would rather create content in this form so that you can have the information and use the information as quickly as possible. So you can already see the title. We have two new immigration programs, and I'm excited because these two new immigration programs were actually announced sometime around July this year. One of them is not new. One of them is the replacement of the RNIP. It is now called the Rural Community Immigration Class. And then the new one is the Francophone Community Immigration Class. So these two new programs, they were published on the Canada Gazette, Part 1, Volume 158, Number 50, on December 14, 2024. It was published just 3 days ago, and I did a video on Saturday. If I remember vividly, I did a video on Saturday talking about the RNIP, and I was answering to somebody's question whether he should remain in the community that gave him the endorsement or look for a job elsewhere and move out. And it was just 3 days ago I did that video, and then I am now seeing that they have announced this new pathway. And if you scroll down to the Gazette, you will see that the pathway was effective November 26, 2024, and will be for 5 years. So it's a program that will be open for 5 years. They will test the program to see if the program will be successful, and if the program is successful, they will make it a permanent program, or they would replace the program with something else. So it's a new pilot. There are two new pilots. One is replacing RNIP, while the Francophone Community Immigration Class is a new program entirely. So I'm going to give a summary of what the requirements are, and I hope you listen. And after this video, I will leave the link to the Gazette on the description box of this video so that you can read the details for yourself. The major requirements or the major criteria for this particular pathway, the two new pathways, is a job offer. A job offer in the communities, a job offer in Francophone communities or the rural community. Now, like I said, there are two new programs. One is for Francophone communities, while the other one is for rural community. Francophone communities, eligible requirement is you speaking French. The other rural community does not require you to speak French. So we don't know which communities have been selected for this rural community immigration class program. The previous pilot, we had 12 communities, but for this new announcement, they have not provided the details on the new communities that will be participating, or if they will still maintain the old communities, or if there are new communities that have been added to the old communities that participated in the rural and northern immigration pilot. Okay, so that being said, the major requirement, like I said, is a job offer. If you're able to get a job offer from these communities, then you can apply for community endorsement. Once you get the certificate of endorsement from the community, you can then apply for permanent residence. So you can get a job offer from tier category 0 to 5, and the work experience requirement is that you must at least be working in that occupation for 3 years before the date you apply. So if you are also a nurse, you can, of course, you know that nursing, you need a license to work as a nurse. But if you're able to get a job offer as a support worker, as a care assistant with any of the employers in that community, then you can also go ahead and apply. There's also the international graduate exemption. So what this means is that if you're an international graduate from any of these communities, right, you must have obtained your credential within the 18 months before the day you apply for PR. So if you have done an 8 months certificate program, if you have done a 12-month certificate program, the credential must have been obtained within 18 months before you applied for permanent residence. So you have to do your calculation very well so that you know you're eligible. If you don't do your calculation very well, you might not be eligible. And of course, if you do not school in these communities, you can still get a job offer and apply. But those who school in the communities are exempted from showing work experience, right? They're exempted from showing work experience, but the requirement is having a job offer. you must have a job offer. And you can read more of these details on the Gazette itself. So I believe that this pathway would help a lot of people who are in Canada as international students. It will help a lot of people who are in Canada with work permit. It will help a lot of people who are looking for pathways, people who cannot create express entry profile. This is a pathway that will help people who are matured candidates from 40 years and above. All you need is a genuine job offer. And I also want you to know that this pathway is very strict in the sense that you should show intention to reside in the community. And the good thing about it is that the proof of funds requirement is very, very low, lower than what express entry requires. Is very, very low. For in-Canada applicants, they've even waived the proof of funds requirement. But like I typically tell people, even if they are putting it on their website that they've waived it, still show that you have some money to settle yourself. Especially for those who are in Canada. I'm not saying that those outside Canada qualify for this. For outside Canada, you have to show the proof of funds requirement, but it is very low. And I will put a link to the proof of funds requirement that was published for RNIP so that you can see it. Anything under the Rural Community Immigration Class or Francophone Community Immigration Class, the proof of funds requirement is the lowest of all immigration pathways. I mean, for a family of 5, you are required to show proof of funds for like $5,000. I believe everybody can afford $5,000, to show as proof of funds. The only major headache in this pathway is getting the job offer from a designated employer. That is the major headache. A genuine job offer from a designated employer. And I'm happy to mention that I had 2 clients who were able to secure job offers. One of them is now a permanent resident. The other one has gotten her work permit and they will be moving to the community. That was when it was under RNIP. But now that they have extended it for 5 years, you can take advantage of this opportunity and try to get a job offer from the communities. Once they publish the communities, I will also make a video about it so that you can be ready to start looking for jobs in those communities and get a job offer. So this pathway is for people who cannot create express entry profile, people who cannot, meet any other immigration pathways. The Francophone pathway, if you have learned French and you can speak French, go ahead and start looking for jobs in those Francophone communities. I think I will do a list of the Francophone communities, although they've not published it yet, but I will just maybe check for Francophone communities around Canada, and then you can start applying to those places if you can speak French. Now, for the Rural Community Immigration Class, like I said earlier, they have not yet published the communities that will be participating in this program. When they publish the communities, I will share the details. I don't know if they will continue using the old communities, that's the 12 communities that participated under the RNIP, and if they have added more communities yet, I don't know. Once they publish the details, I will let you know. Another thing you should also know is the language requirement. Now, the good thing about this pathway is that for the language requirement, if you get a job offer and your job offer falls under tier category 0 to 1, all you need is a CLB, a language requirement of CLB 6, right? A language requirement of CLB 6. If your job offer is within the tier category 2 to 3, your language requirement should be CLB 5. If the job offer is within the tier category 4 and 5, then the language requirement is CLB 4. So there is no headache with language requirements. There is no headache with age. The only thing that has a major headache for this pathway is job offer. And of course, it's not easy to get a job offer from outside Canada. I am the one telling you, anybody that is telling you that they can get a job offer for you from outside Canada, just tell the person that it's not true. It's not easy. But is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Especially if your concentration of job search is outside the city areas. If it's in rural areas, it's possible. And of course, there are priority occupations. Priority occupations, number 1 is nursing. The other ones, I would look for the list of priority occupations and I also publish it on the community tab. So if you have watched this video till this time, thank you so much. And please share the details with people that you know that are looking for options of becoming permanent residents who are already in Canada and cannot find a way to become a permanent resident. You can share this video with them. And if you need more details, if you want to have a conversation with me, please, you can book a consultation on my website or join me on my YouTube live that I hold on Sundays. I don't know whether I should make it a permanent YouTube live, but the next YouTube live will be on Sunday so that we can discuss this. Thank you so much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
Our home and a native land, in God we will trust. Be the going back, we will see the rise. Oh Canada, oh Canada, oh. Oh Canada, oh Canada,
Oh Canada, come together.
oh Canada, oh Canada,
Oh Canada, celebrate now.
oh Canada, oh Canada,
Oh Canada, come together.
oh Canada, oh Canada.
Oh